Hey y'all, what's going on? It's your girl, My Desire, and of course the one and only Jazz. What's going on, girl?
Hey girl, hey, how's it going?
Listen, it's going, and we are back with another episode review of Queens. This is episode
Oh,
11, titled "I'm a Slave for You." I definitely thought about Britney Spears when I saw the title.
yes, exactly. And then if we get deep into this topic, you'll see why. I can see why they titled it the way they did.
Absolutely. So we're gonna jump in and we're gonna do our characters one by one because there was a lot happening in this episode. But I think
Mhm.
if we focus solely on one at a time, we'll actually get to some really meaty parts. So let's start off with Jill. Um, at this point, I feel like Jill might have a little bit of a savior complex. Like, she wants to see like the good in everybody, and not that that's a bad thing, right? But in this particular episode, she's working with this girl named Madison, and Madison's mom is forcing Adderall on her. So of course, Jill can kind of see like what that would do to a young kid. Also, the fact that she can't really speak up, and she's the money train, as they called her multiple times in this episode. So
Mhm.
what was your thought about when Jill went to her trailer and asked her, did she want to go for a walk? And that little conversation they had in regards to like, how she understands what it's like to be with a controlling parent. Like, what did you think was gonna happen in this episode, seeing that conversation?
I felt like Jill again was trying to play Captain Save a Girl. And then like related to the whole drugs, she probably saw herself in her.
Yeah.
And she wanted to have that person that she didn't have, or at least let her have a person like Jill to rescue her, because she never had anybody to rescue her.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, seeing that was an attempt. I was hoping that it would work, and I just felt like it was another Britney moment.
Yeah.
Being a little Britney, because her mom was controlling, and she's 21 playing a role of a
Like a middle
abracadabra girl.
school. Yeah, like a middle schooler. And she's also in the conservatory. And this is something that we literally just saw not too long ago with Britney Spears. So, like, I thought that was a very interesting
Mhm.
episode, I guess. I thought, like you said, Jill saw herself in Madison, right?
Yeah.
Pushing the pills, because it's easy to get addicted to something, especially if you're already accustomed to taking one thing. So, and then of course, the not being able to speak up for herself. I would have never known that she was 21 had they not told her, told us her age, because I really thought that she was kind of like a little kid.
A kid.
So I thought that was interesting. Of course, we see Jill telling Naomi that she wants to bring Madison in, that she knows that she has, she's can write, that it's not that she can rap, but she can sing.
Right.
And of course, they listen to her for a little bit, and they're like, "Yo, this chick is whack," right? But then Madison gets arrested for shoplifting, and we come to find out that she's done that on purpose. What did you think about that?
It's a cry for help. I mean, these kids, there's a lot of stories like in the whole celebrity world, how when kids get fame so young. I actually seen an article, I forgot which girl it was from Hannah Montana, but like the side girl from Hannah Montana, talking about how hard mentally it is for these kids. So it's like they're just pulling any string to get out. They don't
Right.
care about the money ain't everything, especially if it came so quick.
Yeah.
Like kids sign a deal 10 million off break. Like you're 10, 15. Like how long that has mom been working with her? I mean, she even
Right.
it's been like 10, 15 years we've been building this empire. What you built,
Right.
I didn't
Right.
ask for this.
Yeah.
So I mean, like seeing that, it's just really sad, but it's the real world. And I mean, if I was in that situation, it's just like, get me out of here. I don't care about the money. I'm not seeing it. I'm not spending it on my own. It's being
Right.
regulated,
Right. Right.
controlled
Absolutely.
setting.
Yeah.
There's no
So
freedom. Jail.
right. Exactly. So she says that she wanted to get a peaceful night. Jill bails her out, takes her back to the girls. And Madison is like, "So do you guys want to hear me, or are you gonna keep talking about me?" And she really rocks out, which would have made her their first like rock artist, so to
Mhm.
speak. Then her mom finds her. I think this is my only part I didn't like, was that her mom finds her and threatens to have all three of them arrested for kidnapping. And the way that they looked so meek and weak, I hated it. It's like, no, you don't get to, you know what I mean? Like, she's also she's an adult.
She's
So
a grown
technically,
ass woman.
we didn't kidnap her. So I felt like, why didn't y'all stand up? You know what I mean? So it's just very weird to me.
How that scene played.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was really weird for me. I would have been like, look, this is a woman. All right. I would have been like, did we kidnap you? To the police officer? Did we kidnap her? She came here on her own will because she wanted to do something different. Okay. Like that was crazy.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So after that, we have her basically saying that she wants to sign with Nasty Girl. Jill says she'll pay. You see them at the courthouse talking and whatnot, and even so that the mom brings up that Madison tried to commit suicide, and she's like, oh my god, like why would you do that, you know what I mean? And Jill and the mom have a moment, and then she decides that she's gonna talk to Madison or whatnot, and we see basically that Madison does get free of her conservatorship, and then gets multiple $1 million offers, and decides to stick with Disney after all that Jill went through to get her out of the situation. What did we feel about that when that happened?
Oh my gosh, that was a backstabbing moment.
It was.
I mean, like Jill opened up. I mean, the whole Nasty Girls label opened up and was like, "We don't have no money right now.
Right.
Like, the goal is to work with you so we all can come up together." And then she kind of already knew that. Like they fought for her.
Yeah.
The loyalty wasn't there.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. I'm just like, it felt like another, what happened in the first season? But something I forgot, with Little Muffin or whatever. Like, it's just like, where's the loyalty?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think this episode for Jill was, I won't say it was a change. As far as I do think it will change her going forward, but I think that this is an episode of like almost a little bit of a turning point for her, where she knows that she can't save them all, and she can't attempt to save them all. You have to figure out which ones are worth saving, and want your help to be saved, and then go from there. So I think that this is a lesson learned for Jill, and moving forward, she'll be a little bit more smarter about where she goes next time around
and who she works with, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So moving into Valeria. Valeria has decided that she wants to rap in Spanish. She wants to rap in Spanish, to sing in Spanish possibly. And so she has this meetup with Residents, which is one of the hottest Latin artists, that they have right now. And Naomi and Eric tell her, like, listen, we need this because we got to follow up with something hot after Zadie's, single, which is doing really well. So they set up the meeting. She goes to the meeting. She says, like, hey, I want to, sing in Spanish. I want to tap into my roots. And he's like, nah. He's like, it's my way or the highway. Like, you're going to do it in English or you're not going to do it at all. What did you think about that?
I mean, like, I can see why he said that. I feel like maybe he's the star, right? He got big credibility in the music industry. He probably honestly felt like Valeria might have stole his shine. Maybe like, you stick to your American, I'm gonna stick to me rapping in Spanish. That's how I was looking at it. But and I mean, what we found out at the end is that Valeria was, they did a collaboration, but he helped her in her own way.
Right.
So that's where I saw that. I'm like, okay, it might have been like, you ain't gonna steal my shine.
Right.
And you ain't gonna be singing in Spanish because it's all gonna be me. Yeah. I just felt like it might have been like a more business aspect. And it's like a J-Lo phase. Like, it's me. Like, who you working with?
Right.
Bye.
Yeah.
Here's the door. Beyonce moment.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I thought that it was a little like, I think the only thing I didn't like, but I'm pretty sure it's real, it's just the way that it was a negative conversation between the two of them, right? So it's because at the end of the day, we're still supposed to be supporting each other, right? We're supposed to be having each other's back. And so all you had to say was like, maybe not on this record, but on the next record, right? Like you
Right.
speak English on this one, the next one I got you in Spanish, you know, whatever, whatever. But I thought that it was just kind of like one of those moments of um crabs in a barrel kind of mentality, you know, like we can't both eat at the table type of situations, and I didn't like that. And so of course, you know, Naomi finds out that she bombed the meetup and tells her that she's got to make it right. And you know, Valeria is really saying like, hey, like I really want to do this, like I want to make an album in Spanish. I want to be more into my roots, more into my culture. And Naomi is like we can't afford that because the album already has a deadline, and you know, nah, like that's not it. And something that Valeria said that I really liked was that she said that you want to be free of everybody. You want everybody else to be free of other people's expectations as long as they stick to yours. And so I thought that was kind of crazy, you know, because that's when that line came up with, as long as they're a slave to yours. And that's where the title was like, I'm a slave for you. And so I thought that was very interesting and also true, because if they are equal partners in the Nasty Girl records, why is it that Naomi gets to call all the shots and decide who does what? Like, of course, yeah, we get it that it was your idea per se. It was kind of like a group idea still, but if we're all partners, we should all get a say in what goes down.
Right.
So how did you feel about what Valeria said to Naomi? Like, do you feel like that was too harsh, or, you know, what were your thoughts when you saw that conversation?
She was keeping it real. I was like, yeah, like back. We all like they ain't have no money.
Right.
Like if you putting up a lump sum, you know, let everybody have their fair share on what to say and what to do. Because it was like she was just regulating so much, had so much of her how she wanted to control everything. But Valeria had her own way of doing things. And I liked how she just stepped up to the plate and held it down on her behalf. Because it's like partnership is hard as it is.
Right.
Everybody's supposed to compromise so that way, like they can elevate in the business. So I mean, yeah, I'm glad she put her foot down on Naomi so she could chill, so everybody could do what they gotta do, because it's like different characteristics. Everybody got different categories on their genres and stuff like that. Like I don't even think Naomi is even an artist anymore. She just wants to be the manager. It's so like
they all will release a single from their own projects.
Okay.
Nasty Girl Records, yeah. But I do think that Valeria had a point, though. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, and I like the way she did it. She did it in a way that was true to herself, and it was just honest, because I'm pretty sure there might be some other people that feel the same too. But like you said earlier, like we see Valeria meet back up with residents, and she decides to do the shit in Spanish, right? Yeah. She did the track in Spanish, and he seems to be like okay with it, like, oh, all right, you got some fire, and then still bans her from this. I was like, damn, homie.
Yeah.
So of course, you know, now she's canceled off the track, but she goes back, she apologizes, she says like, I just want to be, I want to tap into my roots, like I want to be authentic to myself. And he's like, you know, we're both artists, and so he's like, well, what do you have in mind? So he helps produce her first Latin track, which turns out to be fire. She decides she wants that to be her next single on her album, and so that her album is complete. So I love the transition and the growth that I'm seeing in Valeria, because for real, like, even though it was disrespectful for her to sing or rap in Spanish on his track, it's also saying like, I believe in myself enough to do this and to cross over. And, you know, he couldn't help but respect that, because if he didn't respect that, he wouldn't have helped her anyway.
Exactly.
So I really enjoyed that. Do you think that this is a new leaf or a new view that we're gonna see of Valeria?
I like that she don't know, like that she don't ever give up. I love that it's just portraying like never give up on your dreams, even for JoJo, because that's kind of like how the whole episode symbolized, like for everybody, even for Madison. So I'm just hoping that growth that we see in the episode just continues to excel, because I like it. I actually like how this whole turning point of the end of this season is landing.
Yeah, I definitely agree. We have one more episode left, so I can't wait for that. But let's move into Naomi. Naomi, she definitely, like you said, you would think she doesn't want to put out music anymore and just be the
Mhm.
manager because she really been managing. But
Yeah.
I would say that she took on that role because Jill is an actor or actress, right? So she's actress. And she's still doing her own solo project. Valeria just got married and she's doing her own solo project. And
Yeah.
Naomi is being a mom, a manager, and still trying to figure out this whatever it is going on with Eric. So of course, Naomi is looking for an opportunity, and in the midst of that, gets a call from JoJo's dean. She ain't been to school in 2 months. I'm sorry. Say what now? Two months?
Yikes.
How does that even work? How is that even possible? I was very much blown away that you can not go to school for 2 months and you're just now getting a call. Like,
Yeah. That was weird for the
what?
university. Yeah.
So, and we know that she tried really hard and had to audition to get into the school. So, like, what are you doing, JoJo? Like, it was
Yeah.
just, I was over it. So of course, Naomi, they have to have a conversation with JoJo, and JoJo's like, well, she wants to rap. Sis, whose roof you living under? Rapping
Right.
and dropping out of school because it ain't mine, which is
No.
exactly what Naomi said, right? And Eric was struggling with trying to like back her up, and I'm like, what are you doing? What do we feel about this scene with Naomi and Eric trying to find their footing on the same page for parenting?
It's tough for like two parents that are co-parenting to have the same mindset, because as a mother, you're always going to have that mama bear instinct. That's just what it is. It's like you want the best. I mean, not downplaying dad's role, but Eric is a new parent. He hasn't really been there yet. So he's just trying to put his foot forward being a father. So, I mean, but he's being a realist at the same time. He's like, yo, like she got talent, but she does need to finish college. It's just that weird middle place where you want to be a parent, but not overstepping that she is an adult and she can make her own decisions.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely saw that, but I definitely also would have popped JoJo for being disrespectful. Like, girl, I don't know who you talking to, but you better get your life together. I do think that Eric is trying to find his footing. Like, he's trying to feel like he only been doing this for a couple of months now.
Yeah.
And he wants to support her. But I also think that Eric has to be careful not to be too friendly. Right? Like, I'm still your parent, I'm not your friend,
Right.
I think that that's where that boundary comes into place, where a lot of sometimes adults struggle with wanting to be the friend instead of the parent. And it's like you have to find a way to be the parent first and the friend secondary, you know what I mean? So we see them, have this argument, and JoJo says, I'm doing it with or without you type of thing. She then goes to Eric to lay down a track, which turns out to be fire because she is Naomi's child. So I expected nothing less, right?
Right.
And then he says, like, yo, listen, I'm going to tell your mom about the track and I'm going to let her listen to it, but then you got to go to school, and that's the deal. And then she goes behind his back and she releases it on SoundCloud. I'm thinking, like, what are you trying to do? I thought you wanted your parents to be in a good place right now. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, because she was too confident. I felt like she was overly confident. She went against her father, unleashed the track just to find out that, it's 50-50. I mean, people talking about her, but then people like her. So Mama Bear comes to play and be like, look, see, look what they talk about. They talk about her body, her head shape, whatever. Not even about the talent. Like, I'm here to protect my kid. Like, how do you feel about that? But she's like, I know what's up. Right. I know what I signed up for. When you win this industry, you're going to have some tough skin. Not everybody's going to think you, badass. Some people might think you trash. Some people might really like your music. That's just what it is.
Right.
Like with food on the menu. Not everybody's going to like these options.
These are facts.
I love how she presented that to her mom. So I think that's what opened up the door for mom to be like, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think that was the turning point for Naomi, where she was like, oh, like, okay, she's a lot tougher than I thought she was.
She's like, grown.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta remind myself that you are growing up. Like she mentioned, like 10 years ago, you were like this little girl. that I had to protect. But 10 years flew by. Now you this adult, I gotta like, you know, like absorb this in, and
Right.
just you are an adult now.
Yeah.
Like definitely relatable for all these parents, including me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
kids grow up like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
So it's
definitely
like,
agree. Thought it was fly. So of course, Naomi decides, like, after I guess having a conversation with Valeria, I think that you got to give JoJo a chance. You got to figure out how to make it work, because this is your child, and we know obviously she got a lot of Naomi in her. So what
right.
do you expect? So she definitely decides that she's going to give JoJo an offer of a lifetime. You absolutely need to stay your ass in school, but you can also be a part of Nasty Girl Records.
Mhm.
And I like that moment between the two of them, because you could tell she was passionate about the piano when we met her, when we first met JoJo in this series. So to see that go to waste would have been a real shame, and I'm glad that that's not how it went down.
Same, definitely, because education is important. Like in the music industry, you always got to have a fallback plan. Just like football, you get these contracts, but then these multi-million-dollar players, they don't have a fallback plan because they just rely on the money that they have up forward, up front.
Mhm.
So education, knowledge is power. You're gonna need it,
Yeah.
even to progress with the money that you do get. So that's why I definitely was like, yeah, Naomi, hold it down,
Yeah.
cheerleading.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that she kept her foot steady. Like, she didn't
Yeah.
give up. She was like, I'm gonna support you if you want to quit, but I'm gonna give you the opportunity to do something that no one would ever get the chance to do. Right? Like, you get to still get your degree. You get to still rock out, because you're multi-talented at this point. If you can play the piano like that, plus you got a degree, plus you can flow, like, there's a lot that can happen for you. So I'm really happy to see that Naomi did it in such a loving way, that it
Mhm.
wasn't overlooked as
Right.
like pressure. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So really, really happy. So listen, I'm excited for the season finale. I guess episode 12 at this point, that we'll be having next week.
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to what's gonna happen and what's gonna come up next, and of course to all the commenters who pointed out that Brianna was still alive. Yes, she's still alive.
Right. That
Yes,
was honestly kind of confusing. I ain't gonna
yeah,
lie. I mean, people
it
was
was.
talking about it. It was like little hidden features here and there.
Yeah, I feel like they was playing puzzles with us, But
Yeah.
hey, we're super happy that Brianna made it,
Yeah.
and that her and the kids are doing well and living it up in
Costa
the
Rica.
husband's honor. Yeah. So, but until next time, y'all, let us know your thoughts, your comments, what you like, what you don't like. Do you
Right.
want to see a season 2 of Queens? And let's just say, who's your favorite character? Like, who
Right.
do you want to see more of? Um, and we will see you again next time. So, of course, ABC Queens on Tuesdays at 10 p.m. Set your watch. All right. Peace.
Bye.